Try to bear with me. Thank you so much. It is definitely happening. Update details. One last thing. Ooh, bear with me. Thank you so much. Okay, so mute. Wow, this is definitely making me sweat. That is muted. Awesome. We are going. Whew. Three, two, one. One more platform and we're good to go. And then minimize. Yay, we are live. Oh my goodness. I am literally sweating, but it's okay. We made it. This is something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. And what I refer to is coming back live with you guys. It is exciting. Um, 2026, welcome. You are back. Let's take a moment and take a deep breath. We are at 2026, February 22nd. Right now, we're a little past, we're at 2:32, so we're a little past 2:22, but it's okay. Sometimes it takes time to set things up. So I really thank you for bringing yourself here with me in this moment. I have multiple devices going on here. We have live on IG. Hi, hey babe. Oh, there's the love of my life. He's on Instagram. And then I am also on Zoom. This is recorded, so you will get a replay. If you send me a message at rennie@rennie.com, it'll be sent to you. If you want to relive this moment together, I also am on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So there's multiple places you can actually access this recording. And the main thing is we're energy. We're energies everywhere. So this is my goal to bring to you is understanding what energy is. Activate your energy, activate what you're going to make for 2026. Really live in this rich manifestation energy. When we speak about energy, it isn't so much of just one thing, but what we do is we choose the energy that we live in and set the intention with your life. That's how you get to live the life you love. Now, I have a spreadsheet, presentation slides that prepare for you guys that I will share later. How this day is going to go. I'm projecting about an hour to an hour and a half together, so I'm really excited. I'm Psychic Rennie, Coach Rennie, whatever you want to refer me to, just Rennie, also fine. I am psychic medium and I channel collective consciousness. And what I do is whatever I receive the message, I will turn it into a content and I will send it on my Instagram and my social media platform. I'm on all of them, so just find me there. Um, but the main thing is my intention and my purpose is to support everyone, every human on earth, Magicorn, you know, to really understand yourself so we can self-regulate. We can really know who we are. And we also, by knowing who we are, also discover who I truly am inside. And then we get to live our purpose in manifesting that life, embody that great self that we often see as the not good part that we reject. So we have some comments coming in. Have a great event. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited to be back. A little backstories. I took a few years of hiatus to really heal some of the wounds that I encounter after my spiritual awakening. I don't like that term, but it is what everybody uses. So, hey, welcome. So there's always a journey inside of everything you encounter in life. And that was one of the things that I was in a mentorship that was not what I thought it is. And a lot of my friends got taken advantage of. And I made a post earlier too about it. It was heartbreaking for me to walk away from coaching for a little bit, just to really heal myself. Um, I think the main thing is when we encounter these kind of obstacles, the bigger picture is we takes time to come back to ourselves. We are going to encounter a lot of challenges, people that you can't control, and situations you can't control, life events that you cannot control. But what's important is we get to know ourselves so well that we can discern. So that's what I did. I took a few years off and just really healing and exploring, really get in touch with who I am. And coming back, I gotta be honest with you. I have a friend who asked me, was I excited about this event? And I was like, I can't say I'm not, but at the same time, I don't feel that general excitement. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be with you guys. It's more of I'm in a stage where my baseline is I know who I am, I know what I want to do, and just do the thing. I'm getting a little tear up about that. It just do the thing. Like you know what you want to do, but how many times you let things stop you? For me, those few years wasn't a stopper. On the outside of the top level, it may feels like, oh, I let that stop me. And from an achievement and success point of view, it feels like a failure. But at the same time, I recognize that I need that healing time. As a healer, I need that healing time. So I allow myself to have that. And that's what brought me today, where I could truly come to you in my true authentic self and say, I may not be as excited as I used to be doing events, but I truly feel like this is the calling. And whether you're here today or in the future in the recording in the video, just know that energy knows no time, space, or locations, or dimension. Just know that the energy is with you, and this is the energy I'm activating for you. You're with me in this. We are on this earth walking together, and I love to be your spiritual BFF. I'm here with you. Let's hold hand. Let's walk through this journey. Now, starting out the year, we always look for resolution. We want to do better. We want things to be different. And naturally, uh, we want to set goals. And then we come into this point where we look at, oh, let's make a vision board. It's a very popular thing to do in January or the first quarter of the year, just to do a vision board so we can see the things we want. And being nomad for a couple of years, actually, I took a year to go nomad. I learned that, well, how am I supposed to bring a board with me everywhere? So I actually start doing things that are more portable, and I have collages and things, and even with just a folder and just have clip outs and pages of things. This is this year's. I have not done mine yet, but this is also why I love doing things with you guys. Who else is here? Hi, welcome. So having it be any way possible doesn't mean you have to have a board. I also have clients use, I did a private workshop where we use Canvas because we want that little more elevated feeling than a poster board. Poster board to me feels like, oh, I'm in high school, I'm putting a collage together, which is nothing wrong with. You can totally do that. But I also like that. How can I make a difference? That's more of the energy. How can I make a difference? You want to make your year different, then you do something different. It is that simple. Now, with that said, making the vision board, my first thing to you is a lot of time it turns into a decoration at home and that's it. And we forget about it and we don't think about it. We just kind of walk past it like a picture or a poster that we put in there that we just hung. And then it just became a plant that you don't see at home. I love my plants. But really, I want you to consider everything you put in this vision board, it's your life. It's your life and it's the energy that you put into. So you can really live in it as a reminder every day. That's my North Star. That's my goal. This is what I'm looking forward to. This is what I'm enjoying every day. You want to enjoy it. You don't want it to be just a someday, one day, I kind of like it. Oh, sure, I'll just throw it on there because my neighbor has it, or my BFF, or my girlfriend, my bestie has it. I want one too. You really want it to be you. Like everything about you is on that board, which is kind of crazy when I did this workshop, master class, this private master class. One of the clients, she put down she wants to be healthy, she wants all these changes, she wakes up at 4:30 a.m. and has a sunrise machine. I didn't know such thing existed. So but then every picture she clips was wine drinking. So now, interesting, we think that's against the healthy lifestyle that she's looking at. But when you look at from an energetic point of view, what she see in there, or what we notice is connection. She really enjoyed the time she having wine with her friends, with her coworker, with her in-laws, or with her, well, I think she's wasn't married, with her boyfriend. But anyway, with your family. She really enjoyed that glass of wine, just relax. Peace was her word. And where does peace come from? Your peace, her peace lives inside of connection. When she's able to connect to her family, to her coworker, to her friends, to people she loves, that's when she found peace. So vision board isn't just something you slap on and say, I want this. It's not a Amazon list that you collect. It really has energy. It gives you that reminder, but also it lives as a living thing. It's weird to say that for you look at this as just something that I put together. But what is something you put together is something you create. Creation is a living thing. It's a ever moving energy. It's not stagnant. If any day you let it be stagnant, that's when it start like just like plants. If you stop watering it, what's gonna happen? I used to kill a lot of plants. Don't listen, guys. I used to kill a lot of plants until I learned it does take that time to wait for the soil to dry up and then you water it. Learn to read the leaves, and when it turns this way or when it curl up this way, what does that mean? So same thing with your vision board, not something that you do and say, oh, I'm just going to leave it on the wall, but really look at it as, okay, there's things I want to change. It's not something that you just put on and say, like, I'm never going to change this. This is it. I have to have this happen. Because I have so many items on my vision board that I thought, oh, this is what I want to see. I'll give you an example is I put our Lady Gaga on my board because I was like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. I want to see her. I was thinking about top artists. I'm a singer, so that naturally I put her on there. And what turns out that year is I went to see Ariana Grande instead. In person, I have a VIP tickets. I manifested meet and greet in the pit. I was just amazed with the result of it. But it wasn't just because I put Lady Gaga on there and then Lady Gaga has to happen. And if it didn't happen, then I fail. There's that piece of underlining energy that you want to pay attention to when it comes to vision boards and things. It isn't that is not that you didn't do it or you didn't achieve it, but sometimes it comes in a different form, just like anything else that you do see in life that you manifest. You say you want this because you think this is better for you. But then the universe is like, no, 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 I have something better for you. You may not even know. Like I wanted a smaller concert and to go see, but then I ended up being this great venue to see her up close. Anyway, so the point of that is be open. Be really open, giving yourself the time to really think about this 2026. What am I about? What is the main focus? And oh, hi, Ashley. So, what is your main focus to really say, that's the energy I want to live in? So, now I am going to show you the, what is it called? The slides. Like, and I am going to see if you can see it. Can you give me a thumbs up if you see this? Oh my goodness, I think I just did something that I did not mean to do. And it's okay. All right. I'm just going to leave it at that and see. Oh, wait, good. We can see the screen. We can see my, well, oh, I know. For Instagram, I know. I'm going to switch. So the YouTube people, bear with me. I'm going to have to switch over and position myself. Ooh. I hope this works. Let's see. I mean, unfortunately. What if I take up this name? Technical difficulty always happens, so. All right, this is the best I can do. I'm just gonna hold it and it's okay. Now, what you're seeing here will make it work. Vision board activation. And I'm Coach Winnie, like I said. And I named this title activation because most vision board, we don't activate, we don't think about activation when it comes to vision board. We just put it on the wall, right? Like I said. So this is why I have this workshop put together to learn how to activate the energy within it. So now the first step you see here is align. You align your energy doesn't mean like you lined up the energy. It's being aware of what energy you're in. C is to really look at where is it in your life, and receiving is to live in it. Now I'm going to go deeper in this, but for now, this is all we're going to know. And I am your guide to your authentic self and a truly happy life. So align, see, and receive. What we're going to do today, we're going to start with an introduction. And then number 2 is contrast is my strength. And then we have core energy of your goals. We're going to go over what is it that we're going to work on some of the things that to discover your values, to really see what you are about. That way you manifest a lot faster than just, I like so-and-so had this, so I like it. You really want to discover yourself and do that. Curating your vortex, receiving ritual and meditation sound bath. We're going to go through it all anyway. This is my old vision board. I hope you see that. And there's Gaga. So now we're going to go to introduction. I'm trying to see it without my phone blocking me. Now, we already did a brief introduction of what vision board is. So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the energy. Energy has 3 elements: thoughts, feelings, and action. So the 3 things is what energy is. Energy isn't just like love, it's just love. It's how do you break it down is we think through our mind. When you think about love, it provokes a feeling. So you feel through our senses. You can feel love. You don't just think about it. When I think about I love someone, when I think about my boyfriend, I was like, oh, I love him. And then I start feeling the love, right? And then act through our movement. Now, our action is where you get to express that energy. So you have your own expression of your energy. So this is what energy is about. When you look at a vision board, all the things on there. I'm going to go back to my Ariana Grande stories. I'm going to put you here so you can see me. My Ariana Grande story is when I realized I want to see somebody's in concert and I actually forgot that I put Lady Gaga on my board. I was just doing my thing and I'm like, who's the top artist right now? And at the time, years and years ago, I have a job that I was an auditor. So I will physically go to a store and count their merchandise. And I get to listen to music when I was at my job. I put in AirPods in and that kind of thing. So what I did is Ariana Grande is in top right now at the time. So let me go and listen to her music. And that's what I did. So about a 3 to 5 hour shift, I would just be listening to her music because I was like, if I were to go to her concert, I do want to know her songs. Now, that's an action that I was not purposely saying, I have to do this in order to get to her concert. I have no idea that I was going, but it was something that I sent to the universe and say, like, I would like to go see a top artist. Now, I did know more about Gaga songs, so I was in the energy of learning about Ariana Grande because I really don't know anything about her. Now, that is the action that I put in. I had the thought. I was like, oh, it feels great to be in concert. I love live music. So then the action I took was to go listen to her music. It wasn't a requirement. I don't want you to see anything you have to do in action as a requirement. But when you listen to your intuition, you will just have these little thought that comes in and say, oh, I'll do that. Oh, this is what I want to do. And then you never know. And a lot of time, I have to say, manifestation, hindsight is the sweetest. You actually feel more excited when you connect the dot and say, oh my God, can you believe that happened? Like, you can't make this stuff up. That's when it's the sweetest. At least that's my favorite part because I love to be surprised. And I'm like, oh my God, I did not think that could happen, or I did not think that's how it's going to happen. And it happened. Now, back to energy. the energy of that also include, I love to be surprised. I love to be excited. I love to be happy. So these are the things you want to live with. And also there's three core energy that I live with: is love, trust, and appreciate. So when I love something, I have full trust in it and just allow it to happen. And I appreciate what it is. So for me, when I look at these things, all the elements are in it, and that's when it manifests. So now you're going to ask yourself, how do we align with energy? There's a question for you there. How do we align with energy? It really is that you want to live in that energy. Now, we're going to go to the next page. Contrast is my strength. Oh boy. When you think about contrast, what do you see? You can leave in the comments or you can message me later. I would love to hear from you. Rennie@rennie.com. It's so easy. What I don't want tells me what I do want. Now we come back to thoughts, feelings, and action, right? When we look at contrast is something that when we have something we like, something we want, I want to go see Ariana Grande, I want to go see Lady Gaga, I want to go to a live concert. I didn't even know it was going to be anything better than I thought. I thought I would need to, what, go buy a ticket? I need to look at the dates. I need to arrange transportation, all of that. Like those are the service level doing, right? Not to say you can't do that and don't plan that. But for me, because I love living in surprises, I love excitement. So it didn't come that way. That's what I want you to see, the correlation between thoughts, feelings, and action. My action wasn't go plan something, go buy the ticket. And it was me living and delving into that, oh, singing her songs, hitting those high notes. That's what gets me excited. So now, for me, I rarely goes into what I don't want after I've been training myself for years and years. I used to not be able to say what I like. I still have somewhat of a hard time, but I'm better at it now, that really allowing myself to have the preference. But also being a Libra rising is the hardest thing to make a decision because I can usually see both sides of things. And in that, it does makes it hard for me to see, oh, I may not like this all the way, but I also see why I can like it. So it's a really interesting, it's a personality complex. I don't know. But anyway, that's not what it is, but I'm just gonna say it is. So now think about, come back to what I don't want tells me what I do want. The fastest way to find your true desire is seeing the contrast and feeling the feel. This shows up so much in finances for people, especially living in San Diego. Housing is really, really expensive. Is one of the, and living standards are high. And a lot of time I do see people look at is, oh, it's so expensive. I don't want to live here. Now, interestingly, when you look at it, I don't want to live here, then they start asking, where do I want to live? I'm back here. Where do I want to live? But it isn't so much that you don't like San Diego. So people, if any one of you are thinking San Diego is too expensive, I don't want to live here, I want you to rethink this. It's not San Diego that you don't like to live. It's you just don't like how much you're paying. That's the thoughts. The feeling is, you tell me what you feel. Most generally, people would be like, oh, I can't afford living here, or it's too expensive, or or you're feeling like I don't have enough. That is the biggest one. I don't have enough. But when you think about I don't have enough, what's going to happen? You're not going to have enough because your brain will literally stop you from thinking about how can I have this? That's why I love the question is, how does it get better than this? And what other ways will it work out for me? Or what if it does work out? These are the questions that I would ask myself whenever I come into some sort of challenge or some sort of things. I will have my feelings. I will cry in the night and thinking about, well, how am I supposed to do this? I don't know. I'll cry it out. But at the same time, sorry, I'm like swinging because I'm using my hand. But at the same time, really think about, do I want to put that stopper there? I would invite you to actually open it up for you to really look at and allow the universe to hear you and say, oh, now you're interested. Now, before going to action, we're going to come back to this side. Pain and sufferings are optional, yet they are deeply ingrained habits of human functioning. Think about, I want you to consider this. We don't like pain and suffering, but at the same time, we really do. I want you to really think about what is drama. Drama, what does drama create? Chaos, pain, and suffering. You want to feel like the injustice. That person is the a-hole. They're the bad guy. I'm the good one. Whatever, whatever. Oh, like I'm right and they're wrong. Why are they treating me this way? Right? Pain and suffering comes from we're holding on to something that we can control. And it's such a habit. And it's just a habit. Yes, we're ingrained and taught. We see it everywhere. We see it on TV. We see it, how it play out everywhere. We don't like it, but at the same time, we live in it because it's familiar. Now, with these kinds of like these kind of signal, I call it, they signal what feels safe and create a sense of security. Because you would always want to, our brain always is working on two things: safe and security, safe and security. Whenever you feel like you can't trust something, it's because, am I safe? That is the question. And when you don't know what to do and you get frustrated or stressed out, it's because you're looking for security. And those are the two factors that keep us in that circle of pain and suffering. So now, at our core, we are wired to protect ourselves and survive. We are born to die. Our entire human journey is looking for ways to make this inevitable journey of death pleasant. It sounds so dark. Oh my God. But it's not. At the same time, it is not. But that is what life is about. We're just trying to live happier than suffering through our entire life if the end is death. So now contrast reveals what we truly value most in life. Think about all the advocacy, like, people that are mad at something in the politics or some sort of social, event. Why do we feel angry and want to say something or do something? It's because that's what we care about. Why do we feel, no matter how much we don't like, sorry, Texan, but don't like Texas or don't like the Sahara Desert. Maybe not Sahara Desert. We may not move there. Or maybe we don't like the humidity in Thailand, but we think about going there because we're like, well, it gives our life, makes our survival easier. And then we try to find the joy in it so we can live in differently, right? But now, these are just extreme example. I know I like to exaggerate things. We are dramatic. I'm a Cancer. And I'm a Libra rising, so we like to be dramatic. So anyway, but think about, when you know what you don't want, that is your strength. And when we feel the need, that's when the manifestation wheel begins to turn. What I mean by that is when you feel like, oh, I need something different. This is not working out for me, or I don't like this, I don't want this, then that's when you can ask yourself, it isn't so much of what you really want. What do I need to feel better? If you say San Diego's too expensive to live here, rent is too high, then your need isn't so much of moving. Your need is, well, how do I make more money? You see, the difference between the two is one is more of circumstantial, the other is more possibility driven. It's you looking at what is it, you're being open, you're tap into curiosity in life and say, what would actually make this happen? Instead of, I can't deal with this. When you living in contrast, you want to pay attention to, is this circumstantial? Is there anything I can do about this? the energy is completely different. I want you to consider how many times you ask yourself and actually be open and say, how would this work out for me? And how does it get better than this? How else can it change? What can change to make this better? And that's how we play the game. Now, how do we manage to not sink into our feelings? As human, thoughts and feeling comes all the time. And we go through, I don't know, I think somebody with thousands, it's just multiple thousands, hundreds and thousands of thoughts a day. We are constantly making a decision. We're constantly feeling, are we hungry? Are we not? What are we going to eat? Do I like this? Do I not like this? Now, the only thing that sets you differently is when you actually put into action. Now, the action that we're talking about isn't so much of just doing something, but sometimes just doing something does do something for us. I did a lot of ontology work to change your mindset. And then I did a lot of energy work to shift your energy. But when I was doing just the ontology work, I realized learning about, like personal development, how do you push through things? And what I realized is I was in private training with Tony Robbins. I realized the movement itself is what all a part of shifting things. You are not going to sit and think your way out of your head. By shifting, you can. I'm not saying you cannot. Meditation can do that. Sitting there, just allowing yourself to cry. But think about the action isn't the doing something. The action here I'm talking about is about allowing yourself for things to happen, meaning like if I sit here to meditate, I would cry. If I journal, I would write something. That's an action. Or you can go for a walk and just move that body and let the circulation happen. And that's an action. And it's not something, sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with your goal, so to speak. It may not be your goal. It may not be like now today I am going to, call 3 people to ask about what am I going to do with this? Or it could be that. So this is where we want to look at allowing ourselves to quiet down. Well, especially when we're in contrast, when we're in our feelings, you really want to allow yourself not to sink in. You want to allow yourself to really sit with it. When you sit with it, a lot of people tell me like, well, I get more stress. I get my thoughts just raising. That's what I hear the most when I talk about meditation with a lot of clients. And they're like, I don't meditate well, or I am not meditating. I'm not good at meditating. I was like, no, there is no good at meditating. Meditating is simply just allowing what is there, be there. And if you happen to sit down for 30 seconds, you're like, that's my max, do that. If you happen to be able to go through a minute, do that. And if it gets your spiral, stop it. It's okay. Now, it's not something to achieve, it's something to be. So you will feel your contrast in there. But when you're busy, you know what? I don't feel good. I'm going to go watch a show, or I'm frustrated. I'm going to go drink, or I am stressed out. I'm going to go eat. Like stressy, all of these things are a distraction. I want you to notice how you distract yourself. We do a lot of things to distract ourselves, and hence how create the habits of addiction. Now with everyone's having a phone, we scroll a lot. A lot of people scroll a lot, and everything is designed to capture your attention. I've noticed that shows, even TV shows, movies, commercials, anything and anything you watch, especially social media, is meant to grab your attention and hold on to your attention. So they have to give you a very short chunk of motions. Every 3 seconds, there's a switch. Every 3 seconds, there's a switch. That's why with this workshop, I was like, oh my God, to go through all the materials is going to take 3 hours, ideally, realistically, but I'm trying to fit everything in 90 minutes. I'm trying to keep it in 90 minutes so you guys are not having to take out all your time in the day to do this. But that is the reality of modern day life. Everything is fast, 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 fast. I want it now. I was complaining about Amazon. It's like, oh, how come you used to be like 2 day shipping? It used to be 2 hour shipping. Those days are gone. But think about, we are so used to being trained that everything needs to happen now. But we don't give ourselves time to stay in the now and say, well, contrast doesn't feel good. Can I be with it? Be with it just a little bit. You know how rock bottoms happen? When you just numb yourself, take it and take it to the breaking point, and you go, I'm done. It's because we never gave ourselves that time to sit before it gets to that breaking point. We often let things go so bad to the point that I can't take it anymore. That's when we do something. And here I am inviting you to not get to that point to do that. Let's give yourself a space of acknowledgement to see the contrast and really be curious. Bring the energy of curiosity to see what's in there. Now, I know all of this work, I'm doing a really condensed and short version of what I will be doing with my clients, because a masterclass and a workshop, it just has such limited time. So if you have any questions, please do message me, Rennie@rennie.com. I will answer you in emails, or you can message me on any of the social media platform. I will do my best to answer you. Or you can always go to Rennie.com to schedule an activation call. It's completely free. It's a 45 minutes call that I can just go through a general sense of things and see how can I support you. It is tough to explain everything in one shot, but I'll do my best. Now, coming to understanding the core energy of your goals. Now, backtrack to our vision board. When we look at energy, you want to look at, okay, now I'm sitting with my feelings, and I kind of get like where I want in life and what I want in life. I may not get it just yet. Now, you want to look at the core energy. Oops, I accidentally pressed something. There we go. Core energy of the goals. If you're looking to move out of San Diego, your core energy isn't moving. So if you were to go and start looking at places and all that, you are actually looking at how to survive, right? Now, discover it by participating in life. I may sound like I'm contradicting myself. That, wait, you say no, like you just sit with it, but then you're talking about action, right? Participating in life. What is participating in life? Then I want to go back to my Ariana Grande story. Participating in life is you are doing something to anticipate something to happen. This is what I'm talking about here. But it's not oh, let me do A and then I get B. This is a discovery. I want you to try something out and see, is this what it is? Maybe this is it. How do I feel when I'm doing this? Because when you're participating in with discovering or discovery in mind, what shows up is contrast. I like and I don't like and dislike, like and dislike. You're gonna know when you take on the new job. Let me tell you, if you go to a new job, let me ask you, you will have immediate thoughts, whether you meet some new coworker or going into an office space, you will immediately realize, ooh, I like this place. I don't like this place. I like that window. I'd rather sit there. Oh, I wish I have his job. Oh, why don't they get to have that break and I don't? Or like whatever. Oh, I like their outfit. Like anything like that, right? You will start seeing all the things, all the contrast. Now, the energy of it, what you want to do is discover and extract those feelings. Now, with your goals, you want to treat it the same way. Discover. But your participation will yield discovery opportunity. If I have everything I want, what is actually important to me? You get the job, you go into this new place, and then you realize, oh man, this is what I have to do every day, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I get the lunch. I have to commute for at least half an hour, getting here, getting back. I'm like, I wish I worked remote. I wish. But then now a lot of time we stop in the either or. We either work remote or we're at home. I want you to consider there's third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, nine, 10, 6, 7 options. Oh my God, somebody gonna kill me about the 6, 7 thing. I have kids at home. So if you think about all the other options, what I want you to is discover, okay, whether is full-time at a workplace or full-time at a remote, maybe is something else. Now, the thing to pay attention to is if you are someone who overthink a lot, when you start spiraling, that's when I want you to stop. Like, then don't think about it. Now you want to go do something else. Change your action, movement, put it on some music, as long as this doesn't drive your feeling down. It doesn't bring your mood to like anxiety or stress, then you want to soothe yourself first. Now, back to core energy of your goals. When you're discovering all the other possibilities, you will allow it to come to you. Don't wreck your brain around it. You don't work too hard. Work smarter, not harder. So you don't meditate your way into manifestation. Life is a pathway. You'll walk on it and you experience. This is a human experience from your time you birth your birth into earth or into this world to the time you die. You are participating in life. You are experiencing every moment. I want you to look at it that way and really see this isn't a report card that you want to present to someone. Life isn't a check mark to check boxes for. Life is our participation. Life is experiencing things. Life teaches you everything you need to learn to receive what you desire. Your core energy is going to bring you there. Now, before we know what our core energy is of your goal, you want to think about, I want you to put this, like really consider this. There's a lot of stopper. I'm going to go back one slide to talk about the stopper. Your thoughts. When you look at your thoughts, it's always going to be, if I have this, what's the but? Imagine how many times you say but when you have something. I have people who, or actually I have clients who inherited millions. And then the first thought was, but am I going to lose it all? What if I mess this up? It's protection. That's all it is, right? That but is your clue to why it hasn't manifest, right? But think about, she manifested millions, right? She did it, but she started discounting it because she doesn't like, she's afraid. Oh my God, what if I lose it? Sometimes we even do that after the manifestation happened, because there's also guilt involved. Oh, if I were to have to lose the parents, then I don't want that money, right? So these are the things you want to think about. What's that feeling? Feeling also be, I'm scared that if I have it, I'll lose it. People will change. What will they want from me? This is why you have not won the lottery. You want to think about things that once you have it and you go, oh, really allow yourself to have it. And then you're like, oh, wait, but I don't want this, but I don't want that. I don't want people to know. Not to say, see, here's the thing. It isn't wrong to think that way. I want you to really understand this is not about what you think is wrong, how I think about that. It's just sabotaging myself. No, everything is a lesson. Everything is a lesson. I don't want you to ever make yourself wrong for something, because you may have moments of it. I know, I get it. I do too. But the important thing is to remind ourselves, I'm here to learn. Be curious. I'm here to discover. I'm here to try things out. We don't know how to walk until we start taking those steps. We're trying things out. So action is, if I do this, what would others think of me? That's another big one, because a lot of time when we do something, we care about what other people think. more than what we want to do. I'm going to be judged by my action. I'm going to be judged for my actions. That happens a lot. We think other people care about what we do. A lot of times they don't. PSA, they don't. They care about themselves. They care about how people think about them and how you think about them, much less of how they think about you. So we're innately just don't think about other people a whole lot, because a lot of action is actually self-serving, because we always looking for that safety. We want to know that we're safe. So take it easy on that one. Okay, come back to how do I live in my energy, right? When you allow the universe to lead you through your heart, you oh, we haven't even get to that part, the part. Okay, if you're afraid, this is an example that I put in here. If you're afraid to love because you were hurt before, how can you ever be open to love again? You must be willing to be brave, to be vulnerable, and allow the universe to lead you through your heart. Coming from a divorce and then having to be in multiple relationships that did not work out, something I learned is, if you have a bad meal, are you going to stop and just be like, that was a horrible meal and I'm never going to eat again? I want to put it in such a simple term that you understand. But we do that because, well, if you have a stomach ache, right? You may not cook it the same way. I cooked some dumpling the other day and I was just being lazy, and it was just a quick lunch, and I cooked it with, I think, vegetables. So I didn't let the meat cook all the way through. And when I was eating it, I was like, oh, I think this is undercooked. And I ate it anyway. And I find out it was, yeah, definitely undercooked very fast. My stomach did not like it. Now, that doesn't stop me from stop eating dumplings. That doesn't stop me from never want to eat dumplings again. But I learned I do really have to make sure that if I cook a raw meat dumpling, I need to make sure it's cooked, even though I cooked and I know that was raw and I knew it was under time, but I was like, I didn't care at the time. I just thought I want a quick lunch. So I want you to consider it that way. Oh my God, you're silly. My dog just jumped on my chair. So I want you to consider, like, it is hard when you're going through that heartbreaks. I'm not saying you're going to jump right back into a relationship. Give yourself the time, heal, learn what you need to do, reflect and say, huh, and then really look at, okay, what did I do in that relationship that had it work out that way? What did they do in that relationship that had it work out that way? Think for both. Never just think about, every time you do anything that's involved another person, you want to think for both. Because we have a habit of only think about what we do or only think about what other people do. Because what our brain wants to do is find someone to blame, something to blame, who is responsible. But what really is a collective effort. When you do anything that's involved another person, it's both. So think about what you did, think about what they did, and then think about the entire picture. And then expand out and see, was this something my parent did to me and I accepted it and I thought it was okay, and then now I realize it's not okay? Or was it something that I didn't want to do and I end up doing it, and my bad, I'm sorry. Anyway, little side note. But think about that way. When you have when you give yourself that open space to try things again, is when you have a chance. So now the core energy of your goals, you want to look at when you are in love, when you're in that relationship, it isn't so much that I don't want love. Love is still the energy. Now, what's on the surface is people's behavior, what they did, what they say, how you were treated. You want to look at it as, okay, what do I need what do I need in order to love again? So the easiest and the most common thing, self-love. This may be generalizing. I know it's like, oh, everybody talks about self-love, but it is. When we are in the lack, we can't give. When we are in the lack, all we look for is the other person to give to us without considering is the other person have enough to give to you right now? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. When they're going through a lot of stress and a lot of things they're dealing with in life, they may not have the bandwidth to give you what you want. Then we start getting upset at the person and say, they're bad, they're wrong, is their problem. But I also have to look at myself, right? You have to look at yourself and say, what about me? Did I give myself those love? So those are the things you want to think about, not just the other person or just you. Now, the core energy of that is still love. When you're looking for love in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, isn't just, oh, the checkbox. Oh, what do they have? What? Everything checked out, but then wait, we have communication problems. Then what do? You come back to the energy of love, and then you look at both sides and say, okay, what do we need to do about this? Now the needs happen. The needs will lead you to the action. Maybe it's therapy, maybe it's couple therapy, maybe it's courses, maybe you can message me. These are the things that opens up to you to the action when you know your energy, and not just when we live in love, we look at the contrast is, if we look at is always your fault, then I start living in victim. And that's why you don't have the relationship that you want. I live in the energy of blame and victimhood. And I'm sorry, I'm being really strict. And it's hard to hear, but this is part of what I do. Think of me as your 60, or no, not even 60, like 80-year-old grandma. When they grandma, when they get old, they have no filter. They'll just tell you like it is. That's kind of what I have to do for my job. For me, is a seeing beyond what's on the surface to really get to what that is. And then now we can look at, is that the case? What drives that? Because energy isn't just on the surface level, on the behavior. There's something under. When you align yourself in the victim energy, all you do is blame other people. All you do is think about what they did, instead of looking like, well, did I allow that? Did I enable that? These are the things that show up. So, let me see. How do I live in my energy? That's a question I leave for you. You're always living in energy. You're always living in energy, whether you know or not. Are you aware or not of what energy you are aligned in, what you live in? That's the question. That's when reflection matter, meditation matter, journaling matter. Having conversation with people who outside of your brain matter. And human is a little harder because we all have our own opinions and thoughts and conditioning. But I do want to add a side note. Do not ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not designed to give you another person's point of view. It only learns about your habits and how you function, and it's a great tool to comfort you, but it's never going to give you another perspective unless you ask them to do so. And most people don't do that because we're looking for validation. So I love ChatGPT, but I also did a test on it. That's just not how it works. That's not what it's for. But anyway, core energy, how do you live in it? Really look at your life and what you're experiencing and reflect on it. And that's how you know. I hope this makes sense. Let me know if this makes sense or not. I can't see the Facebook or the YouTube screen, so I can't be interacting with you guys so much. So then again, Rennie@Rennie.com. Let me know if anything makes sense or not. And sometimes I do also say with the recording, this is why I record these kind of events, is you may not hear it right now. And I am just a channeling collective. There are things that you may not hear in the moment right now because this is a lot of information, like a lot. Like I said, I mean, this is easily at least a 3 hours if I'm efficient, and if I want to elaborate, is a 3 days thing. And on a personal level, it's at least a year to year and a half in order to break everything down, to live in it. So I'm doing a super, super condensed version of it. So come back to the recording if you, I'll figure out a way to, anyway, just randyandrandy.com. You'll find me, and then we'll work through sending you the recording. Coming to curating the vortex, that's the next thing. Participating action. Remember, we talked about identifying your energy, your core energy of the goals, and participating in life with it to get to where you want. Now, meditation is non-negotiable to me. And it's a practice. I don't ever want you to think about it's something to do. I'm an advocate for meditation. My best meditation was I went to a silent meditation for 10 days. Changed my life. It's so enriching. I have never hear my own thought to that degree. I have never been able to break beyond my thoughts to this point. And by then I already deep in personal development work. And I sat there and I was like, wow, you can hear every single functioning thoughts that runs in my life daily, thousands of times, all in that 10 days. And I see everything start clicking. Who I am, how I think about, how do I criticize myself? How do I envy others? What do I think about? And there's good things too. It wasn't just all self-criticism. Things that I've never even thought about that I was thinking. I was able to hear it inside of meditation. So I really, really strongly invite you to start practicing. Give yourself 5 seconds. A lot of people challenge me like, I can't sit for 5 minutes. I'm like, 5 seconds. Close your eyes, because our eyes receive a lot of stimulation and information. Close your eyes. Right now, do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Just in through your nose and out through your mouth. Even that is a reset for your brain. And I'm not saying this because like, oh, it's science, it's woo-woo, but it's scientifically proven that it will reset your brain. And it's a practice. There's nothing to do. It's just a practice. If you happen to be at the cashier and you're waiting in line, wait for 5 seconds and start incorporating it into your life. Creating it as a lifestyle. This is something I learned, like, don't ever do something as a change. You want to input it in your life as a lifestyle. All you do is whenever you remember, do it. 5 seconds. I challenge you with that. 2026. So meditation is non-negotiable. Ideally, I do 45 minutes in the morning, 45 minutes at night. I have gotten to a point where I only need about 20 minutes morning and night. That would be like the sweet spot. And honestly, I've been meditating for years. And now I'm at a point where it doesn't even occur to me I'm meditating anymore. Yeah. But anyway, that's just me. Built that practice. Really built that practice. Especially as a healer, as a channeler myself, yeah, is important. Is a different way of being, and that's where it starts. Now, gathering inspiring images and quotes. I'm a word person. That's why I have lots of words. This is not my vision board, it's just graphics I grabbed, but word thus speaks to me more. If you ever sit in a car with me, I'm always reading signs. It's part of my channeling habit. Is sign will pop out and then I just have a habit of reading. It's the strangest things. It comes natural to me. It's almost like it's a great tool that I have because I'm paying attention, and then the universe is like, you're paying attention, here, boom, here's a sign for you. So word is totally fine. Images, it's great as well if you're more of a movie person. Images can be things like, that you really care about. But what I invite you is put yourself in that picture. Put yourself in that picture. And also, if you do a board, when you do your vision board, have yourself in it. Try to print a picture of yourself into the board. That way you actually remember vision board is a live living thing. Why wouldn't you have yourself in there? I think it's something that a lot of people don't do because you get connect more when you look at a photo, you get connected to yourself when you look at a mirror. It has the same effect. So try to put your own picture in there. I have a client who actually, oh my God, she have been doing vision board for like 2-3 years. I've seen at least 2 or 3 of her board, and she got married and met the man of her dream and just bought her dream house. That what stands out the most for me is she literally put their engagement photos onto the board. Well, actually, she put their picture together and on vacations and things like that, because she's like, I'm already doing these things, I want more of it. So she did, she put those things in there, and then she put some pretty specific timeline as well. I normally don't recommend timeline because it becomes a I did it or not thing. We start gauging and judging the progress rather than allowing it to becomes or come to fruition. It put pressure on ourselves and it turned our energy sideways. I don't recommend it, but if you are a very organized person, then sometimes it helps. It helps to have it. The key to that is don't use that don't use that and hold it against your own neck and say, oh my God, I didn't do it and it's bad. Like, no, you learn something along the way, and that's the goal. Remember, experience in participation. So notice what stands out on your board. Just like that clients that workshop that I did with the wine girl. Let's call her the wine girl, right? Remember? What she saw wasn't wine drinking. She's like, I'm going to drink less. But why is it everything is wine? Because that's what was calling her, connecting. So notice what stands out is it was all about connection. Now, I'll give you another example is one of the participants in that workshop, she had a lot of diamond rings, pearl necklace, and she really want a relationship. But so a lot of things were very luxurious. Now it comes from, she is the type of person that she's a Capricorn. So she's very on top of her things. And she's very precise in what she wants. She knows what she wants and she's like, that's it. Now, with that, the energy is very potent inside of it's not so much of the luxurious part of it and like how rich it is. It's more she's very keen on her preference. Now that require you to live in a sovereignty of yourself. If she were to put that on there, but she's the type of person kind of wishy-washy and be like, or indecisive. I wouldn't say wishy-washy. Indecisive, like, yeah, it's okay. If I don't get that, I'm okay too. That would not work for her. She got a relationship recently, I heard. I'm going to follow up with her. But it was her precisiveness that she was participating, right? Inside of that energy of the relationship that she wants is, I have my standard and I hold it to my standard. It manifests fast because of it. Does this make sense? Let me know. When we look at things like that, she's like, yeah, I mean, it isn't marriage. It isn't like getting rich is what she's looking for. She's purely looking for, I'm living in my standard. Now with her, she's very stylish. She likes to go out and like do things. She's very active. She's very outgoing, I should say. She's very outgoing. So for her, like it's naturally easy to meet someone. But the easiness didn't come from her being like, is this the right action? Oh, is this really where I want to go? Am I going to meet the man there, or am I going to meet my future husband there? Like, that wasn't the case. So give yourself a chance to look at your board and say, what stands out? What is it that I'm feeling? And when you look at the board, if So when I look at her board, right, with all the marriage things, you would think, oh, she just want to get married. But when she explained to me what is there and why is there, it was a completely different thing. It was not about getting married. It was the energy of, I'm a queen. That was a queen board, I tell you. It was very precise. It was a queen board. I have a certain standard of living. I'm a successful professional. I already fill my cup. I'm ready for that person to come into my life. That's what it was speaking. That's what it was emitting. The energy of queen, myself. I got this and I'm ready to share that with someone. I'm ready to have someone equally amazing come into my life. So now you want to name the energy and set your intention. So when we name energy, it helps our brain connect to it. Just like when we name the wine board, the wine girl wine board, you start naming it peace and connection. Peace coming from connection, then you see it and you get to start living in it. You get to start living. I'm looking at my laptop over my phone. That's why I'm like bopping my head. So you start seeing what stands out. So then you can set your intention, say connection. Okay, well, in what way will connection happen? Then you start looking at your invitation. Are these people, this is a group that I like to connect with, how much time I want to connect with them. And you start understanding your functioning. You start giving time to things that would give you that peace. You start giving your energy to things that worthwhile. We are almost, let me see, we're at receiving ritual. We're getting there. I'm really excited about you guys doing this on your own. This is an activation, so it isn't so much so like, bringing magazine and your scissors and then pasting and doing it here. This is very different. And I promise you, the energy is going to continue to brew and magic's going to happen. I don't even know how to describe to you how things move fast when you allow yourself to join this vortex. This is why I love what I do. I love providing this to you guys and going through this workshop with you. So thank you for giving yourself that time. Receiving ritual, we're going to come to this, is the new way of life. Receiving, a lot of time we're thinking we want to receive what we want. We're constantly receiving, whether we like it or not. We like pain and suffering. We don't like it, but we're receiving it, right? And we like love and joy. We go hang out with people that we have fun with, then we have love and joy. We have connection. But a lot of time we don't know what that is. We don't know how to receive things we want. Now, this is what I want you to consider. Judgment is the #1 killer of receiving. I spent years training myself to not live in any way, shape, or form, judging anything in any situation. And that is the biggest key to manifestation. Judgment takes away receiving. You will start seeing this, it's good, but not good enough. You will start wondering, oh, why am I not getting it? When is it going to happen? And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have my moment too. I definitely have my moment that I cry. I'm like, why isn't things where there should be or what I want to be? I don't should anyway. But it's just judgment. It's just judgment and calculation, evaluation, all of it. Now, life hack alert. I want to give you a life hack. When you anticipating change, you must consciously participate in it. Now, without judging anything, you want to receive something, it requires you to participate. Yes, listen to your intuitive guidance and your spirit squad, but also take the physical action. Making small shifts in your daily routine is a powerful shortcut to opening new neural pathways and step into the energy of change. When you change something, when you want to change something, it requires you to act differently, think differently, feel differently. That is, it's physics. When you keep seeing the same thing over and over and you're seeing the same, having the same perception over and over, nothing is going to change. It takes you to be open and curious in order to receive something new. When you go like this, you're not going to receive anything until you open it up. Open your palms when you're not. I don't use the word block at all, ever, because nobody needs to create blocks for themselves. Blocks is already there. If you see there's a block, then there will be a block. It is going to be there. I want you to open it up and say, what am I receiving? What can I learn from this? What's here? And also, what am I? We'll talk more about that. Change. You can participate by brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Wear a different color than you usually do. Small physical shift signals your brain and your energy field. We are not the same anymore. So my question to you is, what can I do different today? What can I do differently today? Because when you allow yourself to do something different, like the action part is something that immediate, because action is the fastest way to make something happen, but it's the do X and get Y effects. When you come to manifestation, is not about that. It's participating. I may brush my teeth with my non-dominant hand today. It's a small action, but it goes a long way. And then tomorrow you change again. Now, change also, it's like stirring the pot, right? It does create instability in a way, or uncertainty, because when we change, now we have to anticipate like what's going to happen. It's going to trigger your safety and security. So that's what you need to be mindful of. Am I judging this? What am I evaluating? What am I calculating, computing? You want to look at, am I manipulating a situation? Or I'm not saying don't do that, but notice that you're doing that. I want this. Now, what I need to do, where I need to go, how soon can I get it? All of that, you can plan. You can plan with a goal in mind, with something that you want to receive. But I want you to allow what's from the point of conception to the point of delivery, let that be in an influx. Let it be in the ebb and flow. Allow it to flow and say, sometimes I put more action, sometimes I put less. But when I'm putting less action, I don't make myself wrong. And when I'm putting more action, am I going to burn out? Am I like really pay attention to your energy? Am I like pushing, like I have to have it? So you don't get wonky. Manifestation is supposed to be fun. Life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be an ebb and flow, and just sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. You want to receive all of it. The biggest thing about receiving that in one of my trainings is we do not like to receive judgment. When someone judges you and you're like, oh, how could you? Now I want you to consider, you don't have to take that on. You don't have to take that judgment on, because when you do, it's you're putting your values and your identity into their hand. You start looking at what they say to you as the truth. And I want you to let go of that. Let them have it. Is that how you think of me? All right, good for you. I will take that into consideration. Thank you. You may not even have to say that much. This is just to express how that thought process goes. Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks. All right, that's what you think? Cool. Maybe that's your opinion. Okay, I see it differently. That's okay. But you don't have to take it on as a judgment, but you receive it and say, thanks for thinking about me. And then you go do your thing. You do you, boo-boo. You really allow yourself to receive that is when you are not judging. Because when we receive, I mean, think about Taylor Swift. How many haters out there for Taylor? How many people hates like celebrities just because like they're doing whatever they're doing and they're in the public eyes and then we judge them? Are they gonna say like, "Oh my God, Rennie in San Diego hates me. I can't live." You think she'll have her success? She doesn't have time for that. She go write her music. She doesn't have time to do that. To get to her level, she was not paying attention to Rennie in San Diego does not like her. I don't dislike her, by the way. But think about if you pay so much attention if other people like you or not, you're not paying attention to yourself. Go do you, boo-boo. Go do you. Like focus on yourself. Bring the focus back to yourself. What I do matter the most. What I receive anything. Whether is, and sometimes the universe will give you ways that is unexpected to receive things. So, and a lot of time it looks like a mishap. It looks like a mistake. I have gotten dumplings from a dumpling shop. Shocker, I love dumplings. Xiaolongbao. It's 6 pieces in a cage. And who knows what the chef was doing. And he brought out 5. And then I was like, oh, it's supposed to come with 6 pieces. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then they brought 2 extra pieces, which is like an extra 1 piece because they make up for the next one. And then they'll make my boba in the same shop. They made my boba wrong and they end up making me a new one. And I was like, receive, receive, receive. It may look like a mistake, but mistake is how universe deliver my extra goodies. And I'm like, sweet, I have an extra boba I can bring to my daughter. So look at it that way. Sometimes it comes in that kind of ways. And sometimes we look at accident is like, oh, bad. But there's something when universe is, that's the only way you're willing to receive. And that's how it will deliver to you. So sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But it is trying to set you up for something that you, in ways that you are willing to receive. So if your job is not making more money, there's something you have about that job that have you not have more money. That's where you may or may not be able to achieve the success that you want to be. It has nothing to do with the job itself. It has everything to do with what you think, how you feel. Now, your action, you may just show up to work every day, but there are something else at play that it's in the bigger web that require you to zoom out instead of micro, looking at, oh, my job, I like it, I don't like it, what does it do? You want to zoom out and say, maybe this is not the only way money can come to you. And if you really want a different job, then it may not be what you think it is. Does that make sense? Make sense or not? Let me know, Rennie@rennie.com. So look at receiving. Your receiving ritual is look at these little action and little thoughts. It's never about the big bang boom thoughts of, oh my God, I'm going to be a completely new person today. I turn around and I'm a 180. It doesn't happen. You live as yourself your entire life. It does not happen. It does not happen overnight. It needs to be some sort of epiphany, and you still have a habit you might fall back into. So what you want to do is you want to monitor those little changes. Today, I'll do this. And then tomorrow, I may do it again until it becomes a habit, building new habits. The biggest thing I work with my clients throughout, let's say if it's a 12-month process, usually my containers are 12 to 18 months. And the first 6 months, it's all about knowing all the habits and then tweaking them, and then rebuild new habits. Start building new habits to change those old habits, and then you can see your new self. The stages is incredible when you witness something. A person goes from living like that for 40, 50, 60 years and start thinking differently, acting differently, feeling different. It's a miracle what we can do for ourselves. Like what it's possible, it's miraculous. We live without this kind of awareness. We don't notice what we do things until we start paying attention and reflect on ourselves, and or have a coach that point things out to you. But when you do is when your whole being change. And that's when you get to receive everything you want. Otherwise, it's hard. It is hard. Now, we're coming to this part where meditation and sound bath. So we went through what is energy, what goes on your vision board, and how do you live in those energy? How do you select those energy? And now we're coming to activation. Now, why meditation and sound bath can help? Because you are a vibrational being. You, in physics and quantum physics, you are not solid. We may feel like solids because we're in a three-dimensional world, but if you look at your atoms, it's ever vibrating. This is science. So that's what we call like vibing, right? I love that now everybody's like, hey, you're vibing. It's giving what vibe? Your vibe is your life. Whatever your vibing, your energy is, it is your life. Sound has an immediate effect on your mood. Calibrating your vibration daily is essential to your manifestation journey. It is the number one thing. Living authentically, well, in psychology, this is called self-regulation. So living authentically requires emotional regulation. It's time to learn how to return to your baseline, aka your neutral zone. That's what keeps you centered, grounded, and ready to launch your rockets of desire. Now, rockets of desires come from Abraham Hicks, who is a collective that channeled by Esther Hicks, teaching the principle of law of attraction. Manifestation is nothing but law of attraction. It's about what you emit. And the core value is you live a happy, joyful life. That's when your desires show up. Now, happy, joyful life require love, trust, and appreciation. It's all about loving your life. Let your, these are quotes I'll read you later. Trusting things will happen and happen in whatever way it needs to be, and appreciating everything you already have, and let it magnify and multiply. So I'll leave you with this. Love, this is by Rumi. Love yourself. Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. Is not led with astray. You don't go and find love. Love is just there, but love is inside you. So when you can live in love, I love life. The butt is going to show up. Didn't that butt show up when I say that? Tell me it didn't. I think you're lying if you say the butt didn't show up. The first thought when you say I love my life, you immediately the contract's gonna show up, but there's this thing, I don't have this, or oh, but I'm not where I want to be, or I'm not at where I blah, 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 all of that. It's always gonna be there, right? But this is why let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. What you really love is inside you. It's not just looking at a magazine and you'll find it. It's not looking at, I mean, participating in life, go for a walk. You may see a couple holding hands who are full gray, and then you're like, that's what I want. Or you may look at the bird and say, like, dude, like, that's what I want. I just want that freedom in life. I don't want a relationship. It's okay. But you have to allow yourself to explore and discover what you truly love. Sometimes is a movie, sometimes it's a song, and you just never know until you allow yourself to really let it show up. Now, once you discover what that is, the next thing is to trust. Love cannot live where there is no trust by Edith Hamilton. So when you trust love is there, love shows up. When you trust that you are going to get hurt. See, here's the thing. I'm not saying you won't. People think like, oh, well, you're just so naive and you think like everything is rainbows and roses and nothing ever going to happen to you. I'm like, no, I get hurts before, but is the participation, is the process of participation that allow you to experience love in every shape, ways, and form. Love can be hate. Love can look hateful. Love can look like abandonment. My mother divorced my father when I was 2, and after 5 years of searching for me, she left. She let me grow up without her. I'm not saying this because I'm like incomplete. I'm just giving an example. She left me because she would rather me not miss her than to go between my dad and her and all the fights and all that. That was love. So imagine that kind of love a mother to give to their child. She's like, I rather let go of this love for her, for my daughter to have that freedom, to not have to go through the fights and the exchange. That's bigger than anything. But on my end, it may feels like abandonment. But it takes me understanding, having conversation with her, reconnect with her in order to understand that. Now, would I trust someone abandon me? Or would I trust that abandonment, it's okay? Now, this is a complex level of topic when, especially when it comes to death and abandonment it's like the hardest thing in life to handle, the most devastating thing. Now, but we cannot not trust, because otherwise, what kind of world do you live in? Fear, like scare all the time, like, and then talk about blocks, right? That's how you block yourself, right? Like you would actually stop loving, like you won't stop loving. Let me put it this way. You won't stop loving, but you won't let anybody near. You won't be able to meet that person because everything else, all the but, oh, that guy's really sweet and he's really great. But it doesn't come from like, and then you're going to start looking for evidence and everything wrong about him or about them. And then you would not see why I don't trust him. It's so hidden. I mean, everything I do is to discover what's hidden, what's deep inside your heart. At one point, I refer myself as the energetic surgeon because I'm like, for me, I'm just looking for crack your heart open to get in there and see what's really is inside, minus all these, like really look past all these programmings and all these things on the surface, because we don't trust because we were hurt. You naturally don't trust because you were hurt. It takes a lot to trust again, and I get it. You have to go through healing, you have to go through acknowledgement and understanding and complete and get closure and all that stuff in order to trust again. We have to protect ourselves. I'm not saying don't, but we can't only protect ourselves and not trust again. You do the thing. I do lock the door. I just don't lock all the doors, but I do lock the doors. I may lock all the doors now since I said that publicly. Oh my God. Okay, I will lock the door. So don't try to break in. Anyway, love cannot live where there is no trust. In order to trust, you need to trust things are okay. Now, things are okay. Everything is okay until you like won't let it. And it's just for safety and security. Even that is okay. It is all okay. I just want you to really consider everything is okay and it's working out better than you imagine. That's my mantra. Everything is okay and everything is working out better than you imagine. I just may not see it all right away, or all the levels, all the little things that are happening right now, but it's there and it's happening. I just want you to know that. Remember that, because our life is not one dimension, not two dimension. We already on three-dimensional world. It's so much more than that. Think about someone you meet. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of those like coincidences and things, and post that like, oh, a guy like took a photo with his mom or something, and then the girl was like behind him, or vice versa, or the other way. Years and years later, they realized, wow, they were at the same place at the same time. They just didn't know each other until years later, and they saw that they were both in that photo from their childhood. I mean, things like that, it's just, you can't explain. I get emotional with this because there's so many miracles and magic that happen in my life that I always am like, it's like you can't make this shit up. You just can't. But it's timing. Now, coming back to trusting that, right? You have to trust in the timing. Manifestation is about timing. We're gonna get to that in the last page. The final thoughts. We're almost there, guys. Now, appreciation. We're going to move on to appreciation. I'll let you ponder on the trust conversation. Let me know your thoughts on RainyandRainy.com. Appreciation. Appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellence in others belong to us as well. Voltaire said that. Now, interesting, you know that feelings when you're truly happy for someone, you share their joy. Just like you truly, like if your kid's done something really great, made some really great choices, did really good in school, you feel like, wow, I'm proud of you. Like you feel good because you're celebrating them. This is that feeling. The appreciation, love and appreciation is equals in the energetic scale level. In vibrational level is the same. And the highest vibration on human or on earth is authenticity. So when you have love, trust, and appreciation, you are actually reaching authenticity level. And that's when you are okay with how you are, what you are, exactly as it. It's no longer a I. It's just what is. And you appreciate every single thing. You love every single thing about yourself. You trust everything in your life, whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong. You just give it your all. You give 100% of you, 1,000% of you, or millions percent of you, just the way it is. And be okay with that and know that things will always, it's always ever changing. That's the power in manifestation. That's the power of authenticity. You only ever manifest things that are authentic to you. What you truly care about, what you really values, that's what shows up. The clients that got married, for the longest time, she comes to me, I want to work on my career. I'm only like paycheck to paycheck. I really want to go change a job. What do I do? Do I be a, event planning person, or do I be a travel planning person? She loves to plan and she's really good, and or a home interior design, or blah, 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 all that. Everything comes back to, as we strip the layers of her programming, is you are a grown woman and you need to have your life together because her parents told her so. We strip away all of that. All she wants is to have someone to love and to hold, just like her parents. All of that you need to be on your own is coming from her mother criticized her whole life about how physically you're not good enough. You're overweight, you're this, you're that, you're not pretty enough, you're whatever, not enough. But what she really wants is the relationship that she has seen her entire life. That is mom and dad together, have kids. She may not want kids now, but she has her nieces. But that kind of thing, like that's what she truly wants. And guess what happened? That's what she manifested. It was never about the job. It was marriage, a loving husband that she loves, and they work through things and have a great home together. That's all she cared. And that's what got manifested. But she came to me, I want a career change. And I'm like, that's not what you want, but that's okay. We'll work on it. This is the perks of being a psychic. I can see beyond the surface. But it really is what's important to you, what you love, what you trust, what you appreciate. What she did is she loved that family dynamic because that's what important to her, creating a family. She trusts that I want a family. I trust my family has been together for this long. There's something works. I know I can work on myself to get it. And appreciating it, appreciating the love that her father has been for her. It's the most beautiful thing. So, all right, we're coming to our final thought, and we're going to end it with a sound bowl to calibrate your emotions, calibrate your vibrations. So my final thoughts in here is it's about be ready to be ready. Be ready to be ready is like a little tongue twister, right? I'm like, what do you mean be ready to be ready? Timing is everything. In the manifestation world, your vibration is your number one priority. I call this the happy privilege. Some people tell me, well, actually, you know who. He told me, oh yeah, pretty privilege. I'm like, what do you mean? I say, I am actually, think about when I was doing this workshop, I'm like, I'm actually gonna coin it. It's called a happy privilege. People don't feel inspired to give to someone who is constantly negative. Energy is contagious. Energy is, you will feel when you're with a grumpy person, your mood will change because you're like, ugh, I don't want to be around her, or I don't want to be around him. So if you look at the teaching of Dale Carnegie, empathy, appreciation, and communication are the golden keys to build positive relationships. But the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. And that's what vibing truly is. That's what energetic regulation, emotional regulation yield energetic regulation. And that's what we do. And you naturally have this happy privilege where the universe is now on your side. It's always on your side and always trying to give you something. I literally sit inside a car during Hurricane Hillary, and my car ran into the biggest, well, I call it puddle, but the flood area, well, not the biggest, but one of the flood area in LA, and my car died within. I saw 8 different cars pass me or get stuck or behind me. Nobody got pulled out. I was the only person got pulled out of that flood within 5 minutes. I call that happy privilege because I didn't panic. I just say, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to call the cops. I need to call AAA. I need to call whatever, like let my family knows what's going on. And then I stay calm and like, and I was grieving my car. I was like, oh my God, my car died. I'm like, whoo. But it wasn't about happy privilege, isn't about happy, being happy. I wasn't happy at the time, but I'm happy that I'm okay. My car died, but I'm okay. And that kept me going, not panic. You just take the next step, take the next step. A tow truck came on the left-hand side of the freeway because I was merging into another freeway. So it would have been my very left, their very right. A tow truck came and said, you want me to get you out of there? I'm like, thank you, Angel. Please. I forgot his name. I think it is Angel. I forgot. But anyway, yeah, he pulled me down within 5 minutes. Everybody else was stuck there for hours. And it's just, I can't explain how powerful it is when you allow yourself to stay calm and trust and appreciate everything that happens in your life. Attraction is a participation, not is a participation. Attraction is participation. Your attitude, your perception, your actions, these are the real golden keys to the life you desire. It really is. That is it. I give you everything you need for your vision board and then some. I hope I did a good job. It's been a while since I did live again. This is my first live after my hiatus, and I'm really happy to be here being with you. just really teaching and explaining what manifestation is about. And I'm really, really grateful to every single day that I get to do this. I get to talk about these things, talk about, oh, what's timing is, what trust is, what love is, what manifestation is, what law of attraction is, and all the work that I've done on myself. And I get to really be with you and hold your hand to have everything you want. This is my privilege. It's my honor and my privilege to do so. So thank you. So how do I become ready? By love, trusting, and appreciating life. So that is it, my friends, all my Magicons. Now coming to why I do what I do and how I do this, I would love to, at this point, before we jump into our sound bowl, we are, oh my goodness, 2:22. Wow. Can't believe I talked for almost 2 hours. I love to talk and I can talk. Now, here's an opportunity for you to look at working with me. If you would like to really dive deeper into what is like to live a happy life, what is like to manifest things you want in life, and what is like or the ways to discover your energy, or even discover what's stopping you, or not even what's stopping you, like what is running the show, who is in the driver's seats. You think you're in the driver's seat, think again. The underlying energy, your subconscious, is your biggest driver. What you do, it comes from the energy that you will have running underneath. And how you see the world comes from that. And your action, your motivation, it all comes from that. So this is what I do best. I will dive in with you. I'm going to go through this portion first. The phases that I work with you is phase 1 is, what am I? We're identifying your deep conditioning. We're identifying every single thing that you butts about. We're going to look at your butt, not your butt, but your butt. Like what is your thinking when things happen? Why do you think that way? And how often that show up, and what to do about it so you can change it. That's just the first phase. We're going to identify, I call it the soup. When you're cooking a pot of soup, I like to cook. So when you're cooking a pot of soup with the water, with the ingredients, you only see the lighter stuff on top. That's, like the carrots and the celeries, the veggies, the real deep core, like beef, bone, or, all of that, it's sunk in the bottom. Those are the heavy stuff that you don't see. So my job, what I do is, we first look at the surface. What's here? As you identify all of those things, or the other people's ingredients, the carrots, and then when you're making the soup, all those are other people's ingredients that I put on top. And then you get deep down into the bottom, is what you see is actually who I am. Identify your values and your core energy. You have always been in there, but you can't see any of that until you take out all the carrots and the celeries and the parsley and all that. Then you start seeing that bone underneath, like, wow, that's what gives it the flavor. That's what give you the yumminess, the essence of your pot of soup. You know how bland, like, a veggie soup is without like a good piece of bone in there, or like a big chunk of like loin or something in there. Even in Chinese medicine, we'll always put a piece of loin or meat in there just to give that flavor. Now, that is the yummy and the juiciness in life, where who your happy self actually is. When I say happy self, it's not just happy. For me, my happy self is when I love, trust, and appreciate living in that. That's your happy self. Your version may be different. And then the third phase is, this is me. This is me. Integrate core energy and purpose. So when you discover yourself, when you know you're functioning, You can actually see, hey, this is mom and dad thoughts. That's not mine. And then now you come to yourself and say, wow, what I truly love life is I love the freedom of life. I don't want kids. I want to travel. I actually love like being a nomad. Whatever that you're looking at, right? I don't want to buy into this, buy a like, finish school, buy a house, get married, have kids. Like I don't want to buy into this norm. I'm actually like love living around the world, whether with a partner or not. You start discovering what that is, and then you get to integrating that, embodying yourself. Embodying those energy is you live, breathe, and act as if your energy. And it takes you to let go of judgment. It takes you to see the possibilities in life. It takes you to trust that things are happening in their timing. All of those are against our safety and security. It's very, very hard to do. But this is where I comes in. I am your spiritual BFF. I am your partner in this happy life. So work with me. Being a spiritual BFF partnership is a 3-step process to your happy life. So this is what we're talking about. What am I? Who am I? And this is me. When you live in your true authentic self, you can do anything. You can do anything. And I'm not like talking about the cliche, I want to be an astronaut. People do, but it's the programming, the no, the buts, the can't, it's bigger than your purpose and your values. You have placed your identity inside of the but rather than who you are, who you truly can be. We all can be anything we want, but we don't have the tools to get there. I don't have all of the tools, but I have lots of tools that we can work with. So this is where I comes in. I can help you discover some of that. I will support you going through the changes, going through the transformation, like building the new habits, looking at the old habits and building the new habits, building a neurons and all that. So that's what I do. Now, if you're interested, this is something I crafted for you. The investment is 12 months. In total of 2,997. Ooh, look at that. Boom. And you get 3 live sessions per month with me one-on-one. This is a rare coaching opportunity. I do private coaching one-on-one. And you get the replay of recording. You have your private playlist on YouTube. Just you, only you can visit. It's not public, nobody gets to see it. 12 months payment plan I do have for $299 a month. This is a super easy entry level. I don't want to put so much pressure on anybody else's finance. I think this is fairly easy access for you to have the transformation of your life. You tell me how much that's worth. If you want to pay me more, I'm totally open to that too. But this is something I set up for a baseline to easy to stomach. And, as a beginning, like 12 months is not a whole lot of time to actually completely turn around your life. My ideal time is 3 years. But I trust and I know it's hard to commit to something that you completely don't understand just yet. So I made it a little bit more easier to digest. So 12 months, we get to work together 3 times a month. We'll get on these hour call. Sometimes it goes over. I tend to overgive. And there's all kinds of goodies that comes out of it. I have clients who has traveled the world with the love of their life and got married and became like live in that travel influencer dreams. I mean, I have clients who out of that 1 hour phone call, or hour and a half, and everything was just not working out. And after that call, she recently told me that she has the biggest, like she hit the biggest income month in like 2 years. Like she has not been able to go past the normal income that she has been able to. And out of that 1.5 hour call, like I think she went from like 2.5 times her income. And she has one of the best week after that phone call. I just want you to have that for yourself. I myself also had many amazing manifestation happen in my life, coming from my own journey, losing my home, losing my dog, losing my car, to now I have everything back. I have the love of my life. I think he's still on. Did you really listen to the entire time, babe? Oh my God, I love you so much. He's the best. Anyway, but really, having everything I want in life and not needing to be following other people's definition of success and feel successful, be able to come to you and say this in confidence. I love you and I want to be your BFF in partnership in the life that you want to manifest. So that's what I leave with you, RennieandRennie.com. Schedule a call with me on Rennie.com. Super easy, just my name, RHINNY. And I will see you there. Now we're going to move forward to our sound bowl session. And let me get set up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch it over. You get to see me play the bowl. And now we are at 4:21. I just saw the time. We're at 4:21. And what I will do is this session will include drum. We have a beautiful drum here. I love this drum. I took a drum course and I'm able to take people to, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this, stop share so you can see me. To their past life. Stella, say hello. Oh, hi, Stella. And then, oh, I see. Anyway, so yeah, and then but we're not doing that today. We're only going to be doing sound bowl. I also have a tuning fork here. This is the frequencies of our primordial sound, Om. You can't really hear it, but right now it's already happening. We are doing this. I was really happy to get my fork and really feel the change. My dog loves it. I didn't get to introduce her. She was in the presentation. You may see her in the workbook. And then we're also going to quickly light some Palo Santo. What I like to do usually, Stella, look, I'm using my candle. What I like to do is I want to reset the energy just to bring the intention. What I want to set up this sound bowl is we want to be in the energy of curiosity. Really be in the curiosity and discovery in participation in life. This is the way you get to have everything you want in life and live a happy life. So let's do it. So Palo Santo is the holy wood from Peru. You can get these easily from Amazon or Spiritual Shop, or I have them too. If you contact me, I also have them available. I also sell crystals. I love sharing all the goodies with you guys. And I'm actually going to stand. So what we'll do is we'll start going through a rhythm with the drum first. What I want you to start feeling the vibration of the drum. I think you can feel through it to the screen. But just to follow the beat and really tune to your, ooh, my eyelash is bugging me. Really tune to your heartbeat. It may be different than mine, but it's okay. But you just follow it. You may not, probably faster, but I'm gonna talk less, but really allow yourself to breathe. Breathe in through your nose, and then breathe out through your mouth. It is great. See all the beauty in my life. To love is to trust and appreciate everything and everything. I love myself. I love you. I love my family. I love everyone. Whether they hurt me while they care for me. It's only temporary. It takes our participation to feel and receive, however way they provide it, however way it's being provided to us. Keep breathing. Continue your breath. If you like to meditate to the sound bath, you will feel amazing. Breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. Let the air comes in, air comes out. Through this session, will infuse Reiki energy and also vocal toning. So you will hear me singing along. Your eye. close with the Pomodoro Om. Take a deep breath in. And then out. 2 more breaths. In. Hold it. Hold it. And out. Good job. One more. In. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Make the sound Om. So you open your mouth wide. Om. Thank you for your valuable time with me. I hope to see you in my inbox, and I definitely look forward to work with you. There's more workshop coming out, different topics, and I discuss things with me for being the first one bring love. So I love so much. Thank you for being here again. Bye. Anybody is interested or you see anyone you love would like to send to me, send me an email. See you. Ooh, certain.